A quote from the book entitled Live with Jehovah's Day in Mind, Chapter 10, under the heading, Contribute to Family Life That Pleases God. Jehovah's Witnesses are well known for enjoying a happy family life. Professor Brian Wilson of Oxford University wrote, "The witnesses offer a wide range of practical advice on marital relations, moral issues, the rearing of children, and other practical matters. They have a great deal to offer by way of firm advice substantiated in Holy Writ and integrated into a coherent philosophy of life. Undoubtedly, you have personally learned much from God's Word about how to enjoy a wholesome family life." I looked for this online but could not find the stated quote, but I did find something. The Persistence of Sects by Brian R. Wilson. All Souls College, Oxford. The following paper is by the late Brian Wilson, who was one of the pioneers in the field of the sociology of religions. In this overview of various sects, the 2x2s are mentioned in the context of other, similar groups. It was originally published in the Indian Missiological Review, which is now published under the title, Mission Today, and has been reproduced here with the kind permission of the editor of that journal. A quote from this paper states that, under Judge Rutherford, in the 1920s and 30s, the Society became more than a mere publishing house, presenting its transformed self as a so-called theocratic organization. Order was imposed from the top downwards. Locally elected elders were replaced by centrally chosen nominees, later called service directors. Rutherford was the mouthpiece of the theocratic organization, virtually, the voice of Jehovah God. They have entertained strong expectations of the kingdom's appearing at different times, the most recent being 1975, and failure of prophecy, whilst it may have caused some to defect, has not prevented the movement from showing an overall rate of growth, which in some countries is very impressive. Yet, they remain little affected by that exposure. They confine their contacts to their single-minded purpose and avoid all other occasions for association. They undertake virtually no social work, and unlike the Adventists have no provision for health care, education, or welfare. When they need to do so, they readily make use of the state's social services, and their approach is entirely pragmatic towards state provision, which they see as an interim facility till the kingdom is manifest. The witnesses tend to restrict the education of their young people to the minimum, albeit not uniformly, and they not infrequently abandon successful careers to take up part-time work so that they can devote more time to undertaking their publishing work of the good news of the kingdom. Although in theory disavowing all human organization, in practice the witnesses are centrally and hierarchically organized in circuits and districts under the direction of a special class of so-called pioneers who work full-time for very small stipends, and who maintain oversight of the local congregations. Whereas Adventists are led by a professional ministry and are dependent on trained specialists in various fields, conspicuously in medicine and higher education, witnesses are regulated by their amateur pioneers. In fact, both of these sects have elaborate organization, with patterns acquired from the secular society, with corporate legal structure, property ownership, financial investments, and rational bureaucratic control of personnel. Both are remote from the Troelchian assumptions of the small fellowship of love, and neither has trodden the Niebuhrian path of denominationalism. Each of the two movements remains a sect, and each utilizes organizational faculties to maintain its sectarian status. Thank you for watching this video.